In the wake of chaos and rebirth, the kingdom of Zenam basked in newfound prosperity, blessed by the resurgence of the sea goddess Eureka. Her divine presence, embodied by a young child bearing her name, brought healing and abundance to the land. But amidst the celebration, a shadow loomed over the household of Lakil, a once great hunter now thrust into the role of protector and guardian. It's been 5 years since the birth of the child, who was named after the sea goddess Eureka, and since the chaos that followed the birth, the kingdom had returned to normal again. They have buried their dead and moved on. Everything has gone back to the way it was, some even better than the way it used to be. There was prosperity everywhere, for farmers, for traders and for everyone else. Even the fishermen have taken their fishing back to the waters of Amalu and totally left behind the river Abuduku. The goddess Eureka was shining again with gains for its people, and the river Amalu was suddenly full again, not just of water, but of lots and lots of fishes and various marine life. Zenam was back on its feet once more. But the great hunter Kigali was troubled, even though everybody was happy about everything, especially about what was happening in the house of his son, Lakil. As the child Eureka grew, so did her powers, becoming a beacon of hope for the people of Zenam. Yet, for Lakil's father, Kigali, the transformation of his son's home into a shrine sparked a troubling realization. The line between blessing and curse blurred as he grappled with the implications of his granddaughter's divine destiny. At 5 years old the child was a healing oracle, and whoever was sick, no matter the sickness, disease or weakness, as soon they were carried to Lakil's compound, and were made to touch the foot of the child were healed again. Even those who were poisoned, and those that had poisonous venom in them, due to snake bites were also healed at the foot of the child Eureka. The goddess have been reborn amongst the people and the whole kingdom of Zenam were overjoyed. Even the king was happy and settled, so much so that he made a decree, that the house of Lakil should be seen as an extension of both the throne and the shrine of the river Amalu. Lakil had his hands and his house full of visitors and lots of gifts daily, so much so that he could no longer go for hunting anymore. Kigali was troubled.
Why has the goddess chosen a hunter to become his servant? Why has the goddess chosen my grandchild to possess as an oracle of a sea goddess? I have trained my son Lakil to become a great hunter after me, but overnight he has turned into a chief priest. I cannot even see my grandchild as I should, because they have named her after the goddess Eureka and she had now started exhibiting the characteristics of the sea goddess of wealth. Some even expect me to bow my old head with white hairs before my own grandchild. This is not a blessing, it is a curse.
However, Kigali was alone, and try as he could to persuade the king to use his office to reduce the visitations and adoration that goes on in the house of his son, nothing worthwhile came out of all his demands. Zenam was wealthy and prosperous again, and the people liked it so. Across the river in the neighboring kingdom of Nearkalu, despair cast a dark shadow over the land. Stricken by famine and disease, its people suffered in silence, abandoned by the fishermen and traders who had once brought prosperity. In their desperation, they turned to rumors of a miraculous healer in Zenam, a glimmer of hope amidst their despair. But their hopes were dashed as Zenam's borders remained closed, sealing off the promise of salvation. In desperation, the leaders of Nearkalu sought answers from the river's guardian priest, only to be met with grim prophecy and unyielding demands for sacrifice. They were angered and had gone to the priest of the river Abuduku for answers and guidance, to which he replied,
"A curse had come upon our people by the goddess Eureka, that must be broken. Eureka is mad with the river Abuduku and she must be stopped."
Then one of the chief asked the priest, "Why can't Abuduku fight back?" Why has the three spirit of Obuduku kept quiet all this while? In anger the priest replied,
Can't you see that the hands of Obuduku is tied? The spirit of Eureka dwells in the land of Zenam, and for the god of the river Obuduku to fight he has demanded for the heads of 3 virgins from the land of Zenam. Only then can the curse be reversed.
Driven by desperation and fear, the chiefs of Nearkalu embarked on a perilous quest, sending their warriors to spill blood in the land of Zenam. The echoes of battle reverberated through the forests, staining the soil with the blood of innocents in a futile bid to end the epidemic in their land. The farms of Zenam were attacked and many men and women lost their lives, after which the 3 virgins were retrieved, brought back and sacrificed in the river Obuduku. That very night Eureka arose from her long sleep, after many years of silence, for no one had heard from her for over 18 years. But on those very night she cried out in anger.
Ah! They have killed my people, and they have sacrificed my daughters to Obuduku. Eureka will not rest until vengeance is seen. I will blow the air of death upon the land Nearkalu, and the river of Obuduku, and death shall flow like madness. And I shall prepare my daughter who lives amongst you for battle, and there shall be no peace for the Nearkalus.
She had said. As the rivers ran crimson with the sacrifice of virgins, the goddess's fury only grew, unleashing a tempest of death and destruction upon Nearkalu. The kingdom of Nearkalu was thrown into confusion and chaos. The virgin sacrifice had brought nothing but more death. A riot had broken out suddenly. Whilst some of its citizens packed up what they could and left the kingdom, others rushed to the shrine at the river Obuduku and murdered the lying priest Nima, who had asked them for the 3 virgin heads. After his gruesome demise they throw his dead body into the river Obuduku. As the years went by and the deaths continued unchecked, the land of Nearkalu was almost desolate. In a frenzy of desperation, they turned to dark magics and sinister alliances, plotting the ultimate betrayal in a bid to save their doomed kingdom. Some of its citizens that had left sought counsel with the witch of Aluba, for a way out of their dying kingdom.
The child called Eureka has the spirit of the goddess of wealth within her. Kill the child Eureka, and your kingdom will be saved.
She had replied. Amidst the chaos, whispers of a sinister plot emerged, as the witch of Aluba offered a chilling solution: the death of the child Eureka. In a twisted gambit for salvation, the people of Nearkalu rallied for war, summoning allies from distant lands and preparing for a final, desperate showdown in the forest of Pasawa. As the drums of war thundered in the distance, the fate of 2 kingdoms hung in the balance, bound by prophecy and destiny. In the heart of the storm, heroes and villains alike converged, their fates entwined in a tapestry of blood and betrayal. And amidst the carnage, the child Eureka stood as a beacon of hope and destruction, her destiny intertwined with the fate of nations.
Eureka will fight to defend her own. Eureka will not be taken for granted. Those who have come against Eureka will pay in blood. I must remain feared, from Zenam to Obuduku. I will return.